Today I'm going to be continuing the tutorial from last time on portals, but this time we're going to be doing a portal gun that shoots portals. Okay, so I'm just going to make something clear. There is a bug that I found. When you walk into a portal, everything's fine, right? You face away from it. When you walk through the blue portal, end up in the orange portal. Then instead of going into the orange portal, you go back to the blue portal. For some reason you face the portal and then it's like that forever basically, and I need to fix that bug. So I'm gonna make a bug fixing tutorial where it's basically just fixing all the bugs that we have with this, and that's just one of the bugs. So let's start. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're going to just make a wall quickly, and I'm just going to make a material for walls. So let me just make a new game object called walls. Let's just call this wall, put it inside of walls, and then let's just duplicate this wall. So we've got our room now. We might as well just like, I don't know, add a roof. Let's just duplicate the ground, move it up. And let's just call this roof. And that's the room sort of done. But I think we should add a light so it's not all dark. And we should be done with our room now. So now let's model the portal gun and get everything ready for us to start coding. So let's just add like cylinder to the player, call it portal gun mesh. It's not going to be anything fancy. Let's also just call this main camera because we're going to be adding another camera. Maybe make it a different color or something. So it's easier to see when looking at the player and the portal gun. And let's just look at our game view. Yep, let's just move it a bit like that. Let's just put this inside of the main camera. So now, if hopefully when we look around, it will follow the camera. Yep, it works. Let's just move it a bit like that. And let's just put this inside of the main camera. So now, if hopefully when we look around, it will follow the camera. Yep, it works. So a problem with the portal gun in the showcases that I did is that when you went up to a wall, it constantly clipped inside of the wall. We're going to try and fix that. So we're going to add a layer to the portal gun, and let's call it portal gun layer. And make the portal gun mesh have the layer portal gun layer. And now let's go into the main camera and then make the culling mask, not everything, but everything except portal gun layer. So you can see the portal guns disappeared from view. So now we're going to add a camera and make it the same position and everything as the main camera. And let's make the culling mask nothing but the portal gun layer. We need to remove the audio listener from this. We should also probably parent portal gun mesh to the new camera. And now we have to change the clear flags in the new camera from skybox to depth only. Oh, and finally you need to change the depth to 1. And let's test it. Let's go up to this wall. And yeah, it doesn't go through. Now it's time to do the portal gun script. So let's add a component to the portal gun mesh. Let's just call it portal gun. Actually, let's just put this onto the player. Portal gun, new script, create and add. Now that we got that, let's open up the script and start coding. So let's create a public camera called cam. Let's create a public game object. Let's call that A. And a public game object again. Let's call it B. And now that we have those, let's create a public void shoot A. And then let's create another public void, call that shoot B. And now that you've got these, let's just work on shoot A first. So let's create a new raycast hit. Let's call that ray hit. And let's create an if statement, and that if statement is going to be physics dot raycast. So if physics dot raycast and brackets cam dot transform dot position, and then cam dot transform dot forward, and then out ray hit, where then in the if statement we're going to make a new vector 3 and call that hit pos, and we're going to set that to ray hit dot point. So now that's going to get the exact point of the raycast where it hit. Now we are going to get a dot transform dot position to equal hit pos. And let's just duplicate this and paste it over here. And then whenever it says A, just change that to B. All good. And now let's create a update function. And let's create an if statement. If input dot get button down fire 1, then shoot A. Then let's just duplicate this. Oops. And if input dot get button fire 2, let's change fire 1 to fire 2, and then change shoot A to shoot B. This shouldn't work perfectly, but before we test it out, we should go into build settings, and then from there go player settings, then go into input manager and make sure fire 1 is only mouse 0 for the positive button, mouse 0 for the alt positive button, and for fire 2 only mouse 1 for positive button and only mouse 1 for alt positive button. And hopefully this should work. Don't mind the error down there, that was from the previous code that I did. Oh yeah, we forgot to set the variables to something, so we're going to set cam to the main camera because that's where we're shooting the raycast from. We're going to set A to portal A, and we're going to set B to portal B. Save it and let's test. So, as we can see, sort of works. But there is kind of a problem that I've just noticed. You can hold the button down. But anyway, that's not really what we want. So let's just go back to our code. But before we do, there's also a couple other problems. You see, teleporting I'm pretty sure works fine. Yep, except for the bug that we mentioned at the start of the video. But as we can see, the rotations aren't really that good. They're all facing like this way. And also when you shoot them at the ground or the sky, A, they don't rotate, and B, they half of it is on the floor. So first we're going to fix the problem of us being able to hold it down, and then we're going to figure out a way how to make it so they actually face the right way. So let's go back into the code editor. For me it's Visual Studio, and let's go. So instead of get button, we need to do get button down. So that's only like a single tap, not a hold. And now that should work. So now's the slightly more difficult part of making the portal actually face the right way. So let's try do that. So I think what we should do is create a new game object, call that hit, and then make that equal to arrayHit dot transform dot game object. So that basically will just get the game object of what you hit. I think what we should do is get the rotation of hit. So hit dot transform dot rotation, and let's just make a dot transform dot rotation equal hit dot transform dot rotation. Now this is probably not going to work first try, but I think we're on the right path. Let's just duplicate that and put it into shoot B, and change all the A's to B's. Everything seems fine. So let's go back to Unity and test it. As we can see, that works, which is pretty cool. Okay, moment of truth, does it work? Yes, it does. Oh, yeah, we're probably gonna have to fix that and that, but other than that, that works pretty well. Now, just a few guidelines. You're probably, when you're making levels, let's say right here, you're probably gonna have to like rotate them in a certain way. So let's say this, we're gonna have to rotate it like this. Set it to 180. Let's test it now. Yep, shooting works there, shooting works there. Except it is upside down. We're gonna have to fix that. Shooting doesn't work there. Let's just work on it in the scene while we're playing it, so we can bug fix correctly. Okay, so let's just set that to 0. I mean 270, not 170, 270. And this apparently is up. This apparently is upside down, so we're gonna have to fix that. Let's try now. Doesn't work. This is fixed. This is all good. This is all good. This is all good. It's just this that we need to fix. Let's just set it to 90. Oops. Let me just. Yay, it sort of works. Oh yeah, it does work. So we can like teleport, we can set the portal up there. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're falling. Let's just make it go there. Okay, so I think we ran into a problem. We're gonna have to make the colliders a bit smaller. Also, we're probably gonna have to stop these the portal from colliding with each other like this, so then you can enter inside of the portal and come out. But first, let's extend this from 2.1. Let's make it 2.2. 2.3. See if that works. Just gonna check. Yep, everything looks good. Oh, yep, need to change that to 90. And let's see if this works. Okay, so we've got these, everything's good. Now let's test. Oh, still needs to be a bit wider. Let's just test. Let's just make it 3 and see what happens here. Oh, nothing. Oh, something did happen, I think. Let's test it here. Okay, so you can only enter it from this side. Let me just check. Maybe that works a bit better. Okay, so to fix the problem with not being able to teleport, let's make the Y size for both of these 4 and the center 3. And let's see if this works. Yep, it works. Everything's sort of fine, except for, you know, the bug I mentioned at the intro. We just need to fix this problem. Let's just go to the script, and now in shoot A, let's just make an if statement enclosing the whole thing, and let's just say if rayhit dot transform dot game object dot dot tag is equal to what was the, it said it here, portal B. So if the raycast hit is portal B, then we won't be able to run this. So let's just cut this, paste it in here, and let's just, instead of equal to, let's just make that not equal to, and let's just make another if statement here. Rayhit dot transform dot game object dot tag is not equal to, instead of portal B we'll do portal A. Then cut all of these, paste it in here, and it should work. Okay, so as we can see, even though you can slightly make it collide, you can't make the portal actually be inside of this portal. And as you can see, you know, you can do a trick where you just stack the portal on top of each other and it does this. So we'll just fix that in the bug fixing episode. But other than that, everything looks good, and I'll see you in the bug fixing episode.